Hey guys, how you doing? Brian here from Gallardo K9, and today we're talking about prong collars, a tool I like to use when teaching dogs how to walk politely on leash and as another way to communicate with your dog non-verbally. Prong collar is a tool used by many dog trainers and shelters. It's actually a really good way to create a line of communication between you and your dog non-verbally, so you don't have to say any commands or words to your dog. I'll show you guys the basic components of a prong collar. So if you guys actually take a closer look, you see that the whole perimeter of the collar has these little tiny prongs, and that's what actually sits right on top of your dog's neck. The reason the whole perimeter of the collar is outlined with prongs is simply because when pressure is applied to your dog's neck, it's not pinpointed in one specific location. Instead, it's universally distributed around the whole perimeter of your dog's neck. So if you flip the prong collar over, you notice that you have the swivel, and this is actually where you want to attach the other end of your leash to. You notice that the swivel turns and rotates so that when you're on a walk, the prong collar does not get tangled. Now, right under the swivel, you notice that you have a big O-ring, or the dead ring. This is where you don't want to attach the other end of your leash to, simply because when you're on a walk, it will get tangled. It does not rotate the way the swivel does. Now we'll go over sizing and fit. When putting on a prong collar on a new dog, you first want to open up the prong collar. The way to open up the prong collar is by simply pinching the individual prong on the collar and popping it out the hole. In order to close the prong collar back up, you then want to pinch that same individual prong and put it back into the hole. Now that we know how to properly open and close a prong collar, you want to open up your prong collar again and hold it in front of you so it makes the shape of a U. Once you notice that you have that same U shape, you then want to go right under your dog's neck and behind his ears, and then again pinching that prong collar and putting it back into the hole. You want the prong collar to fit nice and snug around your dog's neck. You don't want it too tight where he feels tension all around his neck, and you don't want it too loose where your dog could slip out the prong collar. The part we're going to be talking about is positioning on the neck. When putting on the prong collar, you want the prong collar to sit at the highest point of your dog's neck. That's usually right behind the ears, simply because you gain way more control. You see this all the time at dog shows, and that's just simply because you have more control on a walk. Sort of like power steering with your dog. Two positionings I don't recommend are the middle and the bottom of the neck. Towards the middle and the bottom of the neck, your dog has way more power and you gain less control on a walk. Remember, guide your dog's nose and you control where his attention goes. Alright guys, so here you saw why I like using the prong collar as a tool when working with dogs. You saw how to take on and off a prong collar, how to properly fit a prong collar on your dog, and why it's important to position the prong collar at the highest point of your dog's neck. Now if you guys like this video, feel free to smash that subscribe button below to get more tips, tricks, and more to help you awaken your dog's true potential.